You gonna take a picture with Frankenstein? You sure?
Looks like a real one.
Okay.
That's a great car.
Wanna go on the mummy thing? Wanna go on the mummy thing?
Middle. Look at the skull.
Yeah. Don't go in there though. Jaws.
I see Patrick. See?
Where?
Right there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nick's last one.
Hey, Bart! That's Bart!
Smell popcorn.
Who's
Jaws.
that?
I'll do it.
Thanks. Have fun.
Thank you. Warner Brothers.
And now, an important message for parents from KUSH.
And the smog. The smog in Santa Monica Valley.
Are you telling me you built a time machine?
Hey kid, you got some fun today? Is there? It might be. This is all where the ET ride is too. You wanna walk?
With a triple shot of some finger snapping, toe tapping TV theme songs right here on KUSH.
And another one. Yeah. A bunch of ETs.
He called me Niles!
Keep trying. I want to see the, there it is. Dot brown.
Which are lit intensely. Oftentimes, living plants will die within a day or two. Our solution then is to create the environments. The trees on your left are made out of lightweight plastics, foam rubber, fiberglass, plywood, and beams, just like the facades I've shown you earlier. They're easier to create, a whole lot easier to move. And besides the fake tree, if a leaf falls off, you staple them back on. They were created for filming the movie The Lost World, Jurassic Park, just used in Jurassic Park 3. Now, have any of you seen the movie Dante's Peak? Pierce Brosnan, Linda Hamilton? All 6 of you. Boy, that's great. Y'all can have a lot. That's good. Remember Grandma in the movie? She had an acid stomach and then some? Coming up on your left is her cabin. That's part of the forced perspective miniature set. From the camera's point of view, like on your video monitors, it appears full scale, with snow falling down around, created by using a product called blizzard fluid, injected out of high pressure hoses. They've also used ripped up pieces of cellophane, cornflakes, painted white feathers, whatever would work in the budget you're dealing with. Now this is a nice budget. Welcome to the InGen Gates, used in the movie The Lost World, Jurassic Park, directed by Steven Spielberg. And coming up on your left is the Fleetwood RV, commandeered by Ian Malcolm, played by Jeff Goldblum. That was the command module, pushed over the cliff by the 2 T-Rex. And something has escaped. That something is atop the boat on your left. One of our velociraptors. Mine too. And for your visual enjoyment, there's Carnage, made out of lightweight plastics and foam rubber. Now, all 3 of the vehicles in your left have engines, and I know that doesn't really sound strange, but it is. The majority of vehicles we use for filming our movies don't need engines. They're placed on flatbed trucks, we take them to the set, dump them out in the street, then we take pictures of them, hence their names, picture cars. Now, I'm sure you folks have heard the phrase, time is money. Well, here in Hollywood, that's especially true, where the average summer blockbuster can cost up to $1 million per finished minute of film. With those kind of economics in mind, even though Mexico's only a couple of hours away, it's become economically feasible for us to build a section of Mexico here in our lot. This next area is called Old Mexico, and it's where Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, and Martin Short rode through on horseback, meet Orion's 3 amigos. Now, I grew up in a small town on the Oregon coast called Coos Bay. It's about halfway up the coast. If you've never been there, I'm about to show you what it was like growing up there. If you want to stand while we're stopped, you can. Just sit back down once we start moving. The lightning is created by using high-intensity bulbs. Thunder created by using a set of subwoofers. It's all right to stand. We're just going to add in some rain on your left. The rain created by using a set of sprinklers located atop the trees. Oh, folks, show some backbone. In Oregon, that's spit. That's not even rain, but life. You know, I'm really beginning to worry about something. Taking this tram ride so seriously. If you take life this seriously, you will combust. If you're sitting on the left side of the tram and you absolutely refuse to smile, I'm really sorry. Because in LA, we have rains like this, we have flash floods. I'd like you to say hello to my little friend on your left. Oh, I've got lots of love for you. Hey, folks sitting on the left, look at people sitting on your right. They're laughing at you. You think that's fair? I don't think that's fair. Oh, it's coming soon. Not yet, I'm not that obvious, but it's coming.
Yeah.
Now, the effect can be seen in the movie The River with Mel Gibson and Sissy Spacek and in the disaster movie Earthquake. And we are about ready to move on now, so I might get everybody to sit back down. I'd really appreciate it. The effect can also be seen in the area as Bible land, where Chevy Chase's blood lives, and also used for Big Fat Liar. Now, we take it from the outskirts of Old Mexico by the heart on your left-hand side. That's where two young detectives named Simon and Simon would go. Whenever they wanted to go to Tijuana vacation, that was TJ. You notice where those folks are going up ahead of us? There's a little sign I want you to take notice of just at the end of this building on your right-hand side. I'll take you fishing there in about 20 minutes. I need to tenderize y'all first. Then we'll take you fishing. Now, coming up on your left is the oldest section of lot. It's just behind the feeding board on your left-hand side. It's called Six Points, Texas. Built back in 1915 by our founder, Carl Lindley, at the time the 6 streets met that one area, where we could film 6 silent westerns up and down the 6 streets at the same time. Up to 200 plus silent movies a year. While utilizing this street, Denver Street, it's pretty peaceful these days, but in the heyday of the western, it saw a lot of action. You could guarantee in every true western, your hero was going to get into a major fight. Punches would be thrown at cowboys thrown up against the brick walls, someone thrown through windows and chairs broken over their heads. Our cowboys were tough, but they weren't crazy. So the punches that were thrown were carefully choreographed by illusions. Brick walls made out of styrofoam, the windows out of a breakaway material called candy glass or sugar glass, and the chairs made out of balsa wood. Keep all of that information in mind as you watch these next pugilistic events.
And you're just going to stir things up here. That I am.
How dare you hit that man?
Mine hit the ground first.
I don't want to watch that movie.
Mine was taller.
Of that I have no doubt. Kirk Douglas, legendary cowboy of the Duke, John Wayne. And for those of you that are fans of John Wayne, take a look up on your screens. I like John Wayne, but I also like his first line. I don't think Dynamite once the guard lowers the flag. Thank you again for your patience. They've created a simulation for you folks. And one of Hollywood's biggest stars supposed to be in here. He's a little temperamental, so just be careful. Hey folks, it's awfully dark in there. There's something wrong. Besides me, you better pay attention to the special report on your left-hand side.
Late word just in. And destruction continues. Military Commissioner Russell to the scene. The beast was last sighted near the 200-block Old Fulton Avenue. We now go to live coverage on the scene with our helicopter reporter, Kelly King.
We're now hovering above the wreckage of a crushed L train. The helicopter beside us is searching for... Wait! There's a tramload of people down there. We've got to go down and warn them. Attention, people on the track. You are in danger. Repeat.
Please get us out of here. That was Kelly King in the helicopter. What was I supposed to do? She's toast. And on your right, it's King Kong. Oh, stop bellying. You're scaring my guests. I don't think I can. Oh, shoot. Folks, we're going over. Please get us away from that big guy. He's scaring me. He's got that Elvis dog going on with his lips. And I'm a Sinatra man, so you know. All that smell. Stars 3 and 4. Good luck. You're on your own.
Smells, Brad. You couldn't smell it?
biggest stars. That thing stands at 30 feet tall, weighs into the whopping 13,000. Construction of King Kong, a mechanical creature, mechanical effect. Mechanical creatures can be as small as the coffee dinosaurs used in the movie The Lost World Jurassic Park, or as large as a full-scale T-Rex, and require dozens of technicians to control. Now, ahead of us and to your right, you'll see a strange-looking contraption called an underwater tank, used to keep the director crewing cameras dry while submersing actors like Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd in the movie Dragnet. Whereas on your left-hand side, you see the open door to the soundstage. It's my favorite, nicknamed their 747 stage. It's where they used to store a full-size working mock-up of the interior of a 747 and a 707. Used in movies like Twins, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, movies like Airport with One Quarter of the Rat Pack, Dean Martin. I'm a fan, I can't help myself. It's the summit, baby. Now on your right, it's another Hollywood illusion. Welcome to New York Central Park. Well, at least as much as the cameras need to see. And that's all the cameras did see in a Burt Reynolds produced movie that was done here for the USA Network called The Last Producer. Now, in addition to the quarter-scale version of the German U-boat on your right, they also built a full-scale 600-ton, fully seaworthy vessel for the surface attacks, so you can tell the difference between the two vessels. Now on your screens. You know, that's a lot of water. Not as much as you folks are about to encounter. You might want to lift your valuables from off the floor of the tram. If your feet are valuable, lift them. Because I'd like to welcome you to the Parting of the Red Seas from the Paramount Pictures release of The Ten Commandments, starring Charlton Heston as Moses. Now, the effect you're seeing ahead of us is never viewed in the 1923 version of The Ten Commandments made by Cecil B. DeMille. Instead of using water, they took a large block of gelatin, which they cut in half. They separated the two pieces and melted the pieces back together again using gas jets. So when we reverse the film, it looked like the Red Sea was parting. Oh, and by the by, if you brought expensive shoes with you today, what were you thinking? Lift them. And have your cameras ready for a great sea-level view of the Red Sea. This was also The Creature's home. The Creature from the Black Lagoon was filmed here in 1954, and we are currently in pre-production of a remake of The Creature. Psych. You know, I feel awful scaring you like I am. Let me make it up to you. Let's go on vacation to the island of Moragua. The green hotel coming up on your left was known as the Blue Parrot in the Tales of the Gold Monkey series on years ago after Magnum PI. And any object that is not nailed down to a set if an actor touches it is considered a prop or property. Many of our props are stored up ahead of us and to your left-hand side in this rather large building called our property department. It looks rather unassuming from the outside, but the interior was just used in the movie Big Fat Liar. Here's Amanda Bynes and Frankie Muniz to tell you about its use in Big Fat Liar.
In Big Fat Liar, Amanda and I live in the property department. The Universal Prop Department contains the largest collection in the industry, with well over 1 million props.
And believe me, we put those props to good use.
We used a lot of those props to decorate this next area on your right-hand side. In fact, the buildings are still somewhat dressed for filming of the third Mummy movie, The Scorpion King, starring The Rock. It's a prequel to The Mummy Returns, will be at theaters this April. Those buildings on your right were used for that movie. But this area was also transformed by Stanley Kubrick to look like ancient Rome for filming the movie Spartacus, starring Sir Laurence Olivier and Kirk Douglas. As you'll see on your screen, Stanley Kubrick hired hundreds of costumed extras, utilized clever visual effects and Academy Award-winning production designers to turn the area into Spartacus Square. But for modern-day movies like Gladiator, they're adding in post-production using computer-generated animation or imagery, actual people to bring the Roman Colosseum back to life. Now, look at these people on your screens. They are not sharing love. And if you withhold love, thumbs up or thumbs down? That's right, thumbs down. What say you, Joaquin? It's coming. Before it does, we take you through every country in the world by changing the language in the windows. Little Europe has become Pamplona, Spain. The Running of the Bulls, the Castle Rock Pictures production of City Slickers, starring Daniel Stern, Bruno Kirby, and Billy Crystal. World War I Germany for an Academy Award-winning Best Picture called All Quiet on the Western Front, and Paris, France for Aaron Spelling's production of Beverly Hills 90210. Now, you can't talk about Little Europe without bringing up a genre that we almost invented. the horror movie genre, with various versions of Frankenstein that were filmed up and down these streets, and usually the angry mob of villagers would end up on your right-hand side in the Court of Miracles, named after the movie filmed there in 1990, a movie called The Miracle Man, starring Lon Chaney. That's also where we film classics like The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Dracula, but many are represented above. That's also where Fox has filmed episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, now on the UPN, and it's where Brandy got married in the Disney remake of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, with Jason Alexander, Whoopi Goldberg, Whitney Houston, and Brandy as Cinderella. Now, are any of you fans of science fiction, sci-fi? Okay, you, sir, can stay. The rest of you get off my train. You gotta like sci-fi. It's the only way you can make crass political statements without ever getting caught. It's beautiful. Well, Soundstage 50, where we're going, is where Paramount filmed Beverly Hills Cop 3, starring Eddie Murphy. In the movie, there was an attraction called Alien Attack. It's where a bunch of robots are firing lasers at a tram that pulled in through here. If the robots in the movie looked familiar, it's because they were converted Cylons from Battlestar Galactica, a great old sci-fi series that was done here at Universal. Now, this soundstage is one of the few dual-layer sets in Hollywood. The level we enter on is a subway system, whereas at front there is city streets, equipment hotels, restaurants, cars, trucks, absolutely amazing. Now, technically, the soundstage is known as a hot set. Everything in here is dressed and ready for filming, so when the director comes back and yells action, they're good to go. Obviously, this is a subway system, moron.
Oh, yeah.
It's a small California, Trevor. We go through them all the time. We're fine. Although, they suddenly stop. We're going to the big one. Oh, no. Look back. The car's on your left side. The ceiling collapsed. Oh, my sweet. On your right side, the concrete's rumbling. Oh, yeah, this is great. FTL. What else could go wrong? Left side, it is nowhere to go. I'll build this up here. Well, all right, except for those of you that don't like sci-fi. Here comes some pain on your right. You just survived a simulated 8.3 earthquake. Based using a gimbal, the whole thing set itself in under a minute. Oh, by the way, last rows of car 3 and car 4. I felt you folks were getting too hot back there. Can you feel the love? So from high tech to no tech. We take you by 6 points text on your left. I want you to consider that since these structures were built back in 1915, at the time we were filming silent motion, so there's no need to control sound like we do today. We still, however, needed finished interiors and exteriors. Majority of these buildings on your left have both and are called practical sets, unlike the facades, which can only be filmed from the outside. Now, as we take you up John Wayne Road, which is where we film modern-day westerns, like the United Artists presentation of Wild Bill with Jeff Bridges' Wild Bill, and the Cherokee Kid with Sinbad, an HBO production, I want you to look at something that's kind of strange. No, I do not mean me. I know I'm odd. Instead, take a look at the doors on your left. Notice how tall and wide they are. Compare them to the doors on your right, which are short and thin. During filming of a lot of our westerns, oftentimes the leading ladies were taller than the leading men. You can't have that. So you put the leading ladies up against tall, wide doors on the left side, made them look much more fancy. Then we put actors like John Wayne with short thin doors on the right side, made him look much more austere and imposing. Yeah, Wayne needed help. He stood at 6'3", 6'4". My heart bleeds. Here's some of the best Western actors that ever graced our streets. As we go through the heart of Old Mexico on your right, you'll see the Alamo. That's where Janet Jackson filmed one of her music videos called Escapade. And for those of you that have haven't gone fishing in a while, it's time to go. To a place where you are the bait. Welcome to Amity Island. 26 years ago, terrorized by a man-eating great white shark. The locals had a name for this 25-foot-long killer machine. They called it Jaws. Hey, look at this. They caught the shark. Thing seems a little small. Just in case, we got our police divers in the water right now, doing one final sweep of the harbor. So if you see any bubbles, that's our diver George. Really nice guy. They're right next to the boat. There he is. You know, I think they caught the wrong shark. Hey, George, I want to move just a little bit. Oh, George. Oh, George. That's gonna leave a mark. Yeah, Bella, get us out of here. I don't want that thing on the dress. Look, what Baby John's yellow buoy, if he takes the bait, it's all good. Oh, now that's bad. Get down. If you got scared, don't let the people sit next to you know that. You know they're going to be funny. Instead, just put in the billboard. Now, as you look back at our shark, he worked pretty well. Spielberg's shark, on the other hand. First day of filming, it sank to the bottom of the ocean. This mechanized wonder of his worked so poorly, they nicknamed it Claws. Here's Spielberg to tell you more about his trials and tribulations.
That's a much smaller shark. It didn't really work all the time. It
didn't like that?
Hardly at all. Wherever
so we're happy you're going to be on the same size as Jaws.
And we're always saying that is not working.
I was kind of scared.
We just waited around.
Fire felt good. I'm cold.
The shark worked well enough. For a while there, I had to babysit it all the time. So I really owe the shark a lot.
And that's how much he owes the shark. On a lighter note, Spielberg named his shark after his lawyer, Bruce. Now, Amity Island was also Cabot Cove from the series Murder, She Wrote, starring Angela Lansbury. And you know, gentlemen, we made it through this thing without getting in too much trouble. However, if you guys recognize this house coming up on your right,
It was all done. They had built an entire city. And the fantasy world of Dr. Seuss became a reality.
altogether around 2 million linear feet of styrofoam was needed to build all of the Whoville sets. We used enough artificial snow to cover 9 football fields. But now I think I'd like to welcome you to my reality. Just up ahead of us, a motel with 12 rooms and 12 vacancies, with a nice young man behind the front desk. If your name is Marion Craig, and your host's name is Jonathan. At the Bates Motel, with the original Psycho House behind it, please take your pictures as we pass alongside. And after a 4-year hiatus, Mother has returned. She's in the upper left-hand window of the... If you attended the tram ride nearly 3.5 years ago, you would have been reminiscent of the events that took place in the movie Psycho. A young man who the Psycho House brandishing a knife for his mother. Ran all the way back to the 4th car, jumped in the car, and started stabbing our guest with a knife. Found out when we got back that it was a young comedian on a lunch break. Carey spent his lunch break stabbing our guest with a rubber knife, dressed as Mother from the movie Psycho. Welcome to Hollywood. Upper left-hand window, Mother is home. Now on to more death and destruction. On your left-hand side, this area was Site B, the complex wiped out by the hurricane in the movie The Lost World, Jurassic Park. The Dumper Film Center. They landed a real helicopter atop that helipad over the course of 3 hours one night, much to the residences up on the hillside. For Jurassic Park 3, it remains the communication center a few years later. And currently, the New York Film Academy are doing student films on your left-hand side. Now, we are nearing the end of the tour, so let's see seems only appropriate that we should start talking about motion picture, which brought back one of Universal's monsters from the dead. Here's director Stephen Summers, the man who resurrected the mummy, to tell you about his project.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Stephen Summers, the writer-director of The Mummy. When I began this project, I knew it was going to be a challenging shoot. The biggest challenge was to recreate Egypt in a very frighten the modern-day audience. Luckily, industrial light and magic on my side. For The Mummy, ILM used a combination of live-action footage of actor Arnold Vosloo with computer-generated imagery in a way that had never before been seen on film. The end result was truly amazing, and a new era in motion picture effects was born.
Now you folks realize it is my job to make you feel safe. I'll then do my job again. Here's some soothing music. Therefore, you know what? On the movie, The Mummy, they swear to the you know, I think we're going to be all right. They left a lot for us. Although that's treasury. And it's still these scarab beetles. I really hate the kids. Just think bologna milkshake with sushi. Cottage cheese. That sounded like a curse. What's this sound? Oh no. The scarabs invaded the tram. What? Get your hands off my leg. Attracted to life. Oh no! You survived the curse of the Mummy's tomb. Remember, coming up this April will be the return to the Scorpion King, and it does star WWF sensation The Rock. And now, here's Dwayne. We are almost home. I just wanted to give you one last look at the studio unit.